Everyone keeps asking the same question right now. How's the market? But that question assumes something that's no longer true because there isn't just one market anymore. What we're seeing right now is one cycle moving through four different markets at four completely different speeds. And if you don't understand that, you'll miss everything that's happening next. So instead of asking how's the market, we need to start asking a better question. Where is the pressure showing up first, and where is demand going next? What you're looking at right now isn't random, it's a sequence. The same economic pressure, interest rates, affordability, buyer hesitation is hitting every market, but each one is reacting differently based on price point, sensitivity, and timing. Some are absorbing it, some are correcting, and some are reacting early, and some are barely feeling it at all. And that's where most get it wrong. They treat it all as if it's one story, when in reality, it's four chapters of the same book. So let's start looking at the market where most agents are operating every day, because this is where things start to feel a bit confusing. Cape Coral. Cape Coral is where the market stopped being easy, but never actually broke. And certainly not like what we experienced in the Great Recession years. It's quite the opposite. Homes are selling, buyers are there, but they aren't chasing. They are comparing, they're waiting, and they're negotiating. Buyers are still present, just a little bit more selective. The correction here isn't a reset from peak conditions. It's not a breakdown. The momentum was replaced with selectivity. Now let's transition into Fort Myers. Fort Myers didn't gradually adjust, it corrected fast. The market overshot reality. Prices moved faster than affordability could support, and buyers hit a wall. Does that sound familiar? This is our repricing market. The market recalibrated. The market did what it always does when that happens. It forced alignment, not slowly, but immediately. And in a market like this, everything changes. Positioning isn't optional. It's a difference between sitting and selling. And here's the part that most people miss. Fort Myers didn't lead this shift, it followed it. If you want to understand where the market is going, you don't look at where it's strongest, you look at where it's the most sensitive. And that's North Fort Myers. This is where pressure shows up first. Sellers adjusted quickly, buyers pulled back early, because this buyer pool reacts faster to rates, to price, and to affordability. This market didn't wait, it adjusted fast. And what happens here usually shows up everywhere later. So if you're paying attention, this isn't just another area, this is your early warning system. So when the pressure builds and buyers start pulling back, the real question becomes, where does the demand go? It doesn't disappear, it moves. And right now it's moving to Lehigh Acres. Lehigh Acres is doing something incredibly important for the entire region. It's absorbing demand. When buyers get priced out of one market, they don't stop buying, they adjust, they reposition, and they land where affordability still works. That's why this market looks different. But because it's catching everything the other markets are pushing out. This is the market that is not immune, nor is there an absence of pressure, but rather the redirection of it. So now let's step back for a second, because if you look at the four of these together, this does not look like a crash, and more importantly, it doesn't behave like one. There is no evidence of a systemic crash or a market like we saw back in 2008. What we're seeing is a targeted adjustment across all markets. Demand did not disappear, it's still here. Distressed properties didn't spike, they remain low and within healthy normal ranges. That's not a collapse, that's a transition. And when you understand that, you can finally see what's actually happening. The market isn't shrinking. If you look at what many of us considered a normal market, 2014 to 2019, you'll notice something important. We're right in line with the multiple years that were never considered bad markets to begin with. Buyers are still active, they're just making different decisions. And because of that, everything now comes down to one thing: position. Where you position the property, where you position the price, where you position the opportunity. Because in this market, homes don't sell because they exist. They sell because they're aligned with demand, aligned with timing, and aligned with reality. And that's the true picture. This isn't a market that rewards those most, it rewards those who understand it best. Because right now the opportunity isn't gone. It just moved. So the question is, are you still operating where it used to be or where it is right now?